place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time. Just enjoy the ride.
Hey friends, welcome back to our channel. Today we are just going to be sharing what we ate this week as a family of 8. We can actually say now we are actually eating. 8 people are eating in our family. The twins are definitely eating. They have gotten some teeth in, so all of us are eating. Obviously, babies that are 11 months old do not eat as much as, my 8-year-old, but still, we're all eating food. So I wanted to just take you along with us this week and share what we ate. Now, everything is basically going to be kid-friendly, and most of the time, my husband does not eat with us. He eats mostly carnivore food, which is basically like eggs and steak and hamburger meat, any kind of, animal product. That's usually what my husband likes to eat. So most of the food that I am going to be making is for myself and our children, and then his meals are separate, which I did not share with you. Anyway, so the first thing I'm going to be making today is a pizza. And when I make food, I make a lot. That way I don't have to cook every day. I cook pretty much every other day. And I figured, if I'm going to be in the kitchen cooking, I might as well just go ahead and cook a lot of it. That way we can have leftovers and eat it for lunch the next day. And I also wanted to say, if you have any recipes that your family eats and it's a winner and a staple in your family, please link it or tell me so I can maybe add some new food to our inventory, because I like to share these videos because I like to watch them as well. I love to get new ideas from other moms out there who have tried food and it's successful in their family. So anytime you have anything that you'd like to share, please do so I can share it with my family as well. Most of the time though, whenever I'm cooking, I try to have a meal plan. So what I'll do is I'll go to my pantry, I'll see what I have, a few of these recipes that I'm going to be sharing with you. That's what I did. I went to my pantry and I'm like, hey, I have this, and I can throw it together and it'll be an easy meal for our family. Because sometimes, we get groceries without even looking at stuff that's in our pantry. And I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to be intentional about what I'm using and not just going and buying new things. So my cupboard is getting pretty bare because I'm trying to go through and eat what we already have. I think that's a great way to save money, but it's also not being wasteful, because if I just keep buying the same thing and not using it, why do I need to keep buying it? Use what we already have, and then we can get new things when we run out. This is just another little easy lunch for the kids. Sorry if I sound out of breath. I am pregnant and I am 17 or 18, I think 17 weeks, and I am feeling it. It's my belly is sticking out big this time. So moving on, I just wanted to make a little treat for the kids, a little fall gummy. I got some fall gummy molds. They're like leaves and pumpkins. And so I'm actually following the directions this time to making it. Last time I just winged it and then I used a strainer. This time it turned out really good because I actually followed the directions. So it looks really thick on here, but once it heats up, you will see that it turns back to liquid. And so I just used regular grape juice. I didn't add any sweeteners in it because I think it's sweet enough. These are the molds I just got on Amazon. They have tons of different ones. I also got Christmas ones. I didn't make Christmas gummies, but I wanted to share the molds with you. And you can see here as it's heating up, it's starting to liquefy back again. And then I'm going to pour it in the molds and let it sit on the counter to cool for a little bit. And then I put it back in their fridge for about an hour. And they were done. They popped out so easily. These only last a few days in my house because my kids, I give them treats every day. And I like when I make homemade treats like this or popsicles. I've made popsicles as well. And I tried to pour them in here, but it just made such a mess. And don't do what I did. I tried pouring it because I thought it would be easier, but I'm like, no, it made such a mess. So I had to get my little dropper and do it the other way. So just don't be lazy. I was trying to cut a corner and make it go by quicker, and it did not work out. But I like that I can make these gummies. I could probably make them every week, and that could be the little treat that my kids have. And it's something I made. There's protein in it because it's beef gelatin powder, and there's protein in the powder. So here's how they turned out. I thought they were pretty cute for fall. And then when it gets Christmas time, I'm going to make some Christmas ones, and I'll share it with you. My kids love these. They think they're the coolest thing because my kids love gummies anyway. So even if it's homemade, they love that as well. Moving on, I decided to make chicken lo mein because I had almost everything except the noodles. So I bought the noodles at the store like a day or two before, but everything else I already had. And so I wanted to try this recipe, and it was amazing. Like, I wish I could explain how good it was. I love Asian food, any Asian food. And I never make it because I feel like it takes so many ingredients and it takes so much time. But it really doesn't take a lot of time. It's just getting all the ingredients out and getting it together. Because once you have everything prepped and all of your sauces, mixed and combined, that's it. You just fry it all up in the pan and that's it. It was so good. And my carrots, I shredded. I have a new mandolin, which I think I got it at Walmart or Amazon. I can't remember. That thing is a lifesaver because it shreds things perfectly for you. You don't have to cut it up, and you just rinse it clean. It's so nice to have. But anyways, moving on past that. This was just such a good, quick meal. I thought it was going to take a really long time. It probably took me 20 minutes altogether, which I don't think is a long time when you're cooking a hearty meal like this. And everyone in my family enjoyed it. So I added broccoli at the end. I didn't share with you. I should have added more because, it was so good. I keep thinking about it. You can tell, I'm just craving it now. Anyways, these little noodles were pretty cool. I've never had them before. The original ones that I wanted to get were sold out. So I was like, let me try these and see. And I was going to share here, my twins, they're always at my feet. If they're out and not asleep, they're always at my feet while I'm cooking and pulling things out of the cabinets. So that's the only bad thing about not having cabinet doors. They pull things right out from under the curtain. But I guess if I had cabinet doors, I'd have to put locks on that anyway. So these noodles, I added too much water, which was fine. I had to strain it out. And then I moved all the food back into my pot so I could cook my chicken. I am not a big chicken fan. I don't know what it is. I'm scared to serve undercooked chicken to my children. So I make sure I cook it well. And then if you make sure it's cooked well, then it's dry, So it's like, I don't cook chicken very often for that reason. I'm just scared to death to feed them undercooked chicken. And then, if it's overcooked, it's just gross. But anyways, it was actually pretty good because of the sauce that was in this food. And everyone in my family enjoyed it. And we ate it the next day for lunch. And so it does make a mess. You can tell all the things that I use to cook, and it makes such a mess. But in the end, it was worth it. And like I said, we enjoyed this meal, simple, easy, and you can throw whatever add-ins that you like or take away. So it's pretty much any kind of vegetable that you have on hand or in the freezer you could use up in this recipe. And so our cat, this is Pepper. He likes to sit up here and watch us. And I think this was the next day, the morning. And he wanted to be in here with us. So he was sitting up here on the little window ledge. He's adorable. So my kids are doing school. We have a kindergartner, I have a first grader, and then I also have a third grader. And my son, he's doing really good. He does not like to write, like he doesn't like handwriting, but he loves math and reading and everything else. So we also did paper mache this day, and I was going for a bowl, but it's just a little kid craft to get their minds thinking. And when they get a little bit older, we'll be doing more crafty stuff like that. I remember doing paper mache in school, and it was so much fun. I made a turtle. My husband told me, he's like, I made a dinosaur. It's just things like that you don't forget. So this is just another easy lunch for our kids. Again, simple things that I know they're going to eat, that are good for their tummies. Like they're going to eat these, and they were so happy. My kids are kind of like me, where they like the charcuterie board type meals. They like nuts. They like pickles. They like cheese. They like random little snacky things all on a plate. And I am the same way. I will take a pack of crackers, a little bit of peanut butter with them, some cheese, some pepperoni. I could eat that all day, every day as my meals. And so that's what my kids ate today, and they enjoyed it. And that night, this is what I'm cooking for dinner. It's kind of like a broccoli rice. Well, it is. It's a rice and chicken casserole. And I'm using my Knorr sides again. So these are really good. I don't think there's anything artificial in them or anything like that. And the flavor in them is pretty good. So I used 2 bags of the broccoli rice. And then I'm going to pour in some frozen peas and carrots. And then I also got, you can add whatever you want in here, but this is what I added. And then I use the cream of celery soup. I don't like cream of chicken. I prefer the celery. So it originally calls for a cream of chicken. But then you dump those 2 in there and then fill them back up with water, 2 of the cans. And then you cut your chicken up, or you can leave it in big chicken slices, whatever you want. I just cut it up smaller so it would cook better. Because like I said, I'm scared to serve undercooked chicken to my family. And then after all that is mixed, you put the cheese on top and then put aluminum foil over it, and you bake it for like an hour. I started mine out with like 30 minutes, I think. I can't remember. 350 for an hour, but it did cook for about a whole hour. And then you can take the aluminum off. And I added broccoli too, because I had some left over from our other meal the other day. What was I gonna say? Out of breath. Once all that's cooked, you need to check your rice and everything and make sure it's cooked. And then after an hour, that's how long it took mine to cook completely. And I took the aluminum foil off and then kind of like made the cheese a little bit crusty on the top. And all of the meals that I'm sharing with you, you can make it to your family's liking. If they don't like chicken, you could put beef in there. I just don't know how much of a difference the time would be in cooking. Also, you can add different vegetables. You can add a different flavor rice. You could just do plain rice, or you could do yellow rice. My kids love yellow rice and chicken. I could feed them that every other day, and they would be fine with it. Anything with rice, anything with chicken, my kids really like. Little Miss down here was messing with my tripod, so that's why it keeps moving around a lot. So sorry about that. So after I got all the chicken cut, I am mixing it up, and then I will put the cheese on the top, put it in the oven. I really like dishes that you can throw everything in there and then just put it in the oven and bake. I guess they're called casserole dishes. I prefer that. I know a lot of people don't like casseroles because everything is mixed, and they don't like their food touching, and they'd rather just have their chicken, their rice, and their vegetables separate, But for me and my kids, it's just easier this way because we can put it all in a bowl and eat it, and it tastes delicious together. The combination of flavors tastes really good. Also, this little cheese shredder I got on Amazon. I can also link it down below, but they have a lot of options. There's so many to choose from. And it works really well. I use mine all the time. I usually prefer to buy shredded or block cheese just because I think it has a better flavor. But if I'm in a hurry, like if I have to cook something that night, I don't want to like shred it, I'll just buy the bag cheese. Sometimes I buy bags if they're on sale and I'll freeze them. It just depends. But usually I prefer to shred it. It's only one little extra step and it doesn't take a lot of extra time. And I have a dishwasher, so I don't have to wash the dishes. So I don't mind using things like that. If I was hand washing dishes, I would just get shredded because I'm not the pre-shredded. I'm not going to do all that by hand. So this is what we did. We put it in here. My oven was almost preheated, but I put it for 34 minutes, but I literally cooked it for about an hour. I don't know why I did it for 34 minutes because it was not cooked at all when I took it out the first time. I had to put it in there for 30 more minutes because my chicken wasn't cooked. So this is done. This is how it turned out. It's kind of like a shepherd's pie, it looks like, because the cheese on the top. But my kids love shepherd's pie as well. So this was a really good meal. This didn't even make it to the next day. I thought we would have leftovers. But we all ate it and there was not enough for leftovers the next day. There was only one little helping. And so I fed that to the babies. They ate that for their lunch the next day. So all of the family really enjoyed it. And those vegetables cook up perfectly. It's just like they're steamy and they're just really good. So kids wanted to show you. These were supposed to be bowls, but they didn't turn out the way I wanted to because I ran out of glue. And I wasn't able to do any more like layers on their hats. So they turned them into hats and not bowls. Anyways, the next meal, what is the next meal? I don't even know. I know it's got potatoes. Oh, the next meal I'm going to share with you is potato soup. And this day I wasn't feeling like cooking and I'm like, you know what? I have a lot of potatoes that are going bad and like maybe like 7 of the potatoes in the bag were rotten and I couldn't even use them because they had just been sitting there for so long. So the only potatoes I had left were the potatoes that you saw in the bowl, and these are going into our potato/vegetable soup. I didn't think I was going to have enough potatoes, so I'm like, you know what, let me throw in some vegetables in here. And so I cut up some carrots, and then I also got some of the frozen peas and carrots out of the freezer and added those as well. And then I did some cheese, just a simple like throw it in there. I'm not one of those people who like tomato-based soup. I don't even like chili, which is a shame because my husband loves chili, but he's the only one. So if I ever make it, it's kind of like it's just for him. So I don't like tomato-based soup. I like more of a brothy, like cheesy, potatoey, like things like that. I don't like tomato-based. So if I am going to make a soup, it's going to be like this because this is what I prefer and my children. And so I'm also going down here. I'm showing you in the freezer. I'm getting this little bag. But you could put any kind of vegetable in this, anything that you have. It's taken me a long time to just be able to go off this soup I made without a recipe. And I was really proud of myself because I've never made a soup without a recipe other than my broccoli cheddar because I've done it so many times. Not like that, but this one I just made up on my own and it tasted really good because this is bone broth And I thought the bone broth would be a little but it actually added a really good flavor. I was scared to use it at first. And I get bone broth because I like to put it in my kids' drink. Like if they're going to drink milk, I like to pour a little bit of bone broth in there just to give them some extra protein and some nutrients with their milk, because they can't taste it because they don't like it by itself. So anyway, so I added the bone broth in here, and then I'm going to add my own chicken broth as well. And then once it gets to boiling, I'm going to put the potatoes in here, let them, soften up. And you could also, if you like shrimp, things like that, you could add this in there. Not right now. You don't want to do it at the end once you've mashed up your potatoes. So I used a little blender here, which was not a good idea. You can see it splashing everywhere. And so I had to put a plate over it and then blend it because I don't want big chunks and I don't have one of those potato mashers. So I'm also going to add cheese here at the end and a little bit of milk. I added just a little bit of milk, because I didn't have any cream or anything like that. And this soup was really good. And I froze half of it for the babies. That way we have meals for them, like on days where I don't cook and we're eating like a sandwich or something. The soup was good, guys, like so good. Sorry, I'm just looking at the picture. Well, let me tell you what I'm doing here. I'm making banana muffins, not banana bread, but this is a recipe from one of my friends here on YouTube. She's also a personal friend for me. And she shared this muffin recipe with me, and it turned out amazing. I did add cinnamon, so you'll see cinnamon in there because I add cinnamon to everything. And it wasn't on the original recipe, but it was so good. These muffins were gone that day. I thought I was going to be able to eat on them, like the kids have them that night and then the next morning, but nope, they were gone. Because my husband, he does eat sweets, and he absolutely liked these muffins. So I'll be making these again. I'll probably make the bread form the next time just to see how it turns out. I'm sure it'll still be good because the muffins were really good. So anyways, thank you for sharing this recipe with me, Brooke. But like I was saying earlier, and I got sidetracked, a little squirrel going on. I am not an adventurous cook. I do not go outside of the box. I find recipes and I stick to them. I don't like to deviate and just try new things. I will try new things. I just don't like to, because I'm the type of person that if I make something, I don't want to waste it. And I also don't want to eat food that doesn't taste good. So it's kind of like, what do you do when you make a new recipe and it turns out terrible? You just have to eat it, because it's like, I don't want to throw all that food away. But actually now I can give it to my chicken, so it's really not a waste. But anyways, I'm pretty safe when it comes to cooking. So if you have a recipe that is tried and true in your family, please share it with us. And I will be making it. I might even put it on the video just to share it with others and see what we think about it too. So anyways, these muffins, I actually got a little not a cookie scoop. It's like a cupcake scooper. What is it for? It's for ice cream. It's like an ice cream scoop, which I should have used to. These little munchkins are down here pulling everything out again. That is why I try to use clean products and make sure everything is on lock, because they are constantly coming in here messing with stuff. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I should have used my little ice cream scoop. I was so excited, and after I did this, I was like, man, I didn't even use my new ice cream scoop. But anyways, I just wanted to show you how moist these were, and they were just so good. I ate 2 of them as soon as they were done because of the warmth, and I could just imagine them with butter. They probably would be even better with butter. So I'm gonna close this video out with me just cleaning up in the kitchen a little bit. I like this. I show you guys this all the time. It's a vacuum mop, so it vacuums while it mops, and it gets so much dirt off of our floors. And it just makes me feel better knowing that, look how gross that is. It just makes me feel better knowing that I'm cleaning my floors where my babies are constantly crawling. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, send me some recipes if you have some in your family that you really enjoy. So thank you guys for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Y'all have a great one, and we'll see you again. Bye.